And you mentioned vortexes. That was something that I really enjoyed in your book, was discussion about vortexes, or places identified as having like a high spiritual energy. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it was not something that I was previously familiar with. So could you talk a little bit more about vortexes, and more importantly, where our listeners can find them in Los Angeles?
Sure. I think everybody's had this experience of walking into maybe a great cathedral, or maybe even here in Los Angeles, Our Lady, uh, uh, the great Catholic cathedral here. You walk in and you feel the sense of awe, or maybe you take a hike up a high mountain and you're full of endorphins. Just feel that sense of awe. This is a great sense of energy, and it's almost spiritual. And we've had the opposite, where we go someplace where there's a lot of suffering, where there's a lot of homeless people or something. We feel that's not a great energy. Unfortunately, hopefully we're doing something about that. But so there's these people who are smarter than you and me, have through the ages identified certain places where there's what they call these high energy. The Native Americans were very hip to it. They would say this area has more spiritual energy than this other place. And then some people will say they go back through history to like the Egyptians and all these different people who would place around the globe certain places of higher spiritual energy. So for example, the Holy Lands, Chichen Itza in Mexico, the Grand Canyon. So places that people who are receptive to it can go there and feel like, wow, there's a lot of spiritual energy here. I just feel kind of like, I don't know, Robert, when I've been to these places, I kind of get in this mindset, my mind goes quiet and I go, everything seems right with the world. Mm-hmm. I don't feel all agitated. So anyway, whatever it might be. So anyway, the Vortex Hunters is an organization you can Google, have identified about 10 places around Los Angeles that are very high energy. So I went around and checked them out myself, my husband and I. We found that the Santa Barbara, old Mission Santa Barbara, if you walk into the chapel there, you're just kind of, wow, that's some kind of energy coming out of there. And then you can get a little holy water so you can bring it home. The whole Ojai Valley is considered a vortex energy. The Vedanta Temple is definitely a high vortex energy place. That's in Hollywood. The Joshua Tree Retreat Center out in Joshua Tree actually will give you a map on their land of all the different vortexes that are there, and you can go stand on them and see if you feel anything. It's kind of like going to Sedona, which is, some people go there for the vortex energy. It's really fascinating. So again, it's not really scientifically proven, but it's gone through the millennium from Native Americans identifying them, ancient peoples identifying them, to people today with however they identify them. And then you yourself can go and say, does this feel like an energy center to me or not?